and welcome back to Become Your Child's Best Teacher. I'm Jennifer Ransom, your educator, trainer, and coach. Today I want to pose a question to you. If I were to ask you, would you like $3 million today? Or would you opt for start with 1 penny and double it for the next 31 days? Which would you choose? Would you choose the $3 million up front? Or would you see if the 1 cent could compound into something more? Well, make a choice right now. Stick with it. Okay, have your choice? All right, so either you have $3 million, awesome, or you have a penny, okay? All right, so fast forward to day 10, okay? Where do you think you're at? Well, if you have the $3 million is still in your pocket. Or you have $5.12. Okay, stick with me. Day 20. $3 million or $5,243. Getting better, but still $3 million, a lot more than 5,000, right? Here's where the magic happens. Day 31. Here's the verdict. You have $3 million or $10,737,418.24. At the end of this, you have 3 times as much as you did if you picked the $3 million. Now, what's the lesson here? Well, the compound effect. That's what's happening with these pennies. It's a story by Darren in his first chapter of The Compound Effect. Now, I want to share with you this really cool idea. The compound effect, we can make it work for us in our lives on a daily basis. And I'm going to share with you how to do that through Darren Hardy's book. Now, Darren Hardy is the editor of Success Magazine, has interviewed thousands of successful people for his magazine, and so he has a very great work ethic himself. And so in here, he's encapsulated some of the things that are key to being successful in your life for yourself and for your family. So I wanted to share that with you as our first book review here on my channel. So now I want to talk to you about what the compound effect is and how you can make it work for you. So first, you have choices. You make choices hundreds of times a day, right? How can you make those choices consistent? Okay, so if you have a goal to lose weight, or if you have a goal to improve your productivity over the day, what are those choices that you're making that are helping you and not helping you? And how consistently are you making those? How much time has gone by? And that's the compound effect. So let's make it work for you guys. So in doing that, we talk about choices, right? So this is where Darren Hardy starts in his book, The Compound Effect. So he talks about the importance of those daily, unsexy choices we make, right? There's daily disciplines that we have, those habits, okay? So the choices that you make, you're making them consciously or unconsciously. A lot of them we make are unconscious. Think about it. Do you remember which shoe you tied first this morning? Do you remember if you didn't think about brushing your teeth when you were brushing your teeth, right? So because our brains are working really, really well to be able to help us decide all the other things in our lives, that our brain goes on autopilot. It finds a way, it finds habits in anything that you do in order to keep its functionality to where you're thinking about other things while you're brushing your teeth. Or think about even backing up the car, right? In the morning, you're turning the ignition, you're checking your mirrors, you're buckling your seatbelt, all that kind of stuff, and you're not remembering how you do that, right? You're thinking about something else. Your brain allows you to realize that you forgot Jimmy's lunch, right? So that's the effect here, is that you want to take these little choices that you're making, and are you happy where you're at right now? Think back. Are you really happy with the choices that you've made leading up to here, because that's how you got here, is your choices. So you have the power to change your life for the better right now and make better choices on a daily basis. So with choices and habits, they build on each other. And that's the whole idea of that compound effect. So remember, you're making those choices, you're making them consistently over time, and that's how you get the compound effect. Like the magic penny, right? It doubles every day, because if you continue to do the exact same thing over and over and over, those unsexy daily disciplines, you will build new habits. Okay? So, how do you reach goals in your life? Well, a little further than that. So, one extra step. So, we make our choices, and then we decide the action or the behavior that we're going to do based on those choices. Okay? Then those build the habit. So let's say you're at a restaurant, and every time you go to the restaurant, you decide to have fries with your burger. Okay? Year after year, you're making these same decisions, and your waistline continues to increase. This is the power of the compound effect in a negative way. But if you made the choice to have the salad with your burger and you're eating one once a week, it makes a huge difference. Okay? There's a story in here that I really, really like. It's about 3 different guys, and let me pull up the chart here. But really interesting, because it charted these guys over 27 months, and so first guy decides he wants to make some new changes in his life. And so he goes out and just decides, hey, I want to be healthier, I want to feel good. So he takes 125 calories out of his diet every day. And he does this over time, okay? So then there's the second guy. Happy, content with his life, hanging out, doing the same thing, okay? So he stays the same. And then you have a third guy who decides that wants to improve his life, but in a way of like enjoying more food, cooking new meals, and getting a bar set up in his house so that he can have a new cocktail every night. So flash forward, and after about 10 months, they're still at the same level. At 20 months, they're still at the same level. By 27 months, the first guy, who took 125 calories out of his diet, has now lost 30 pounds. The guy in the middle stayed the same. He kept his habits the same. The last guy added more on, and the negative effect happened. He's now gained 30 pounds. So really interesting to think about that these little changes that you can make, like for a minute a day, 10 minutes a day, pick a goal, right? We want to think about creating these goals that we have and following this formula, okay? So you're going to make a choice, make that the same action every time. Make it a habit. Do it over a long period of time. Now, this is what I'm saying, is that in this world, we want, especially this day and age, right? We want things right now. And we need to understand that daily repetition, though it seems mundane, it's the unsexy, right? But it's what builds fairy tales. It builds our dream come true, okay? He has interviewed so many successful CEOs, billionaires, people who they bookend their day, okay? They have the same AM and PM routines. You don't know what's going to happen throughout your day, but if you control how you start and end your day, that makes a huge, huge difference. Also planning and all that kind of stuff. I have other videos out there. I'll link it to this video to check it out for more family time and being more productive and creating those habits. We'll continue to talk about them in future videos as well, because habits are the basis for growing personally and as a family and in child development. It is a huge, huge piece. And as a special ed teacher, I found this to be the case. I have students who are struggling with just normal tasks, brushing their teeth, going to the bathroom, tying their shoes, putting on their coat, putting their backpack away. These small little routines that we take for granted, these students have a hard time getting, right? Well, and all our children need to learn these skills throughout their lives so that they can be more independent later, right? So it's this, when you've broken down behavior the way I have into all the steps that you need to brush your teeth or all the steps you need to go to the bathroom, you realize how important it is to repeat and practice all the time and do it consistently to the point where you don't have to think about it when you do it, right? So if you do all of these things, choice, habits, behavior, compounded over time, that's how you reach your goals, okay? Now, this all sounds fine and dandy, but you need momentum to get going. So Darren Hardy in his book talks about how the NASA, when a rocket goes off into space, it uses like 95% of its fuel just leaving the Earth's atmosphere, right? That initial, it needs so much momentum to get up and get going, just like any habit, right? So it takes so much time to be able to be like, okay, I've put my running shoes out, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna put them on, and I'm gonna go for a run, and then I'm gonna come back and have breakfast, okay? That could be your habit or routine you wanna work on, right? But it takes so much in those first 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. But the more that you do it, you've gotten to the point where you crave it. The next book I'm going to do is The Power of Habit, and you will be amazed at the brain research going on around habits and how they can make you so much more successful and have your life working for you without you feeling like you're working towards it anymore. So if you build these little habits day in and day out, they will get to a point where your life is looking so drastically and radically different, you won't even believe it yourself. Next, what are your influences in your life? This is something that Darren Hardy was talking about and gave a quote by Jim Rohn, and it said, "You all become most like the 5 people you spend the most time with in your life." Okay, so average those 5 people out in terms of income, in terms of happiness, in terms of appearance, if that's important to you, or in terms of prosperity, right? So you need to think about that. Who are your influences in your life? Who do you have around you? Bring positive people into your life. Listen to more positive things, and focus, right? So I want to make sure that you understand that we want to have that environment in order for us to succeed and be dedicated every single day to work towards our dreams, right? Now, let's look at accelerating these. So think back 5 years to today. Are you where you wanted to be? Is this where you wanted to be 5 years ago? Are you doing everything you want to? Are you happy? Do you have everything that you consider happiness and prosperity in your life? If it's not, that's okay. That's why we're here. We want to help you and your family be able to make better choices, make better habits, and create the life that you want, to be more successful and to grow together, right? So think about your next 5 years. What do you want that to look like? Where do you want to be? And start backtracking and start writing down your ideas and thoughts. Darren Hardy has some awesome free resources related to this book, so I will list the website in the description. But if I give you a little preview here at the end of the book here, but there's like a core values assessment, so you can start thinking about that. Your life assessment, so this is really cool. It's all the different areas of your life, relationships and family, physical. Then here's a habits one. So some really, really great resources. So I would love for you to check those out as well. So overall, this is what it boils down to. Make the compound effect work for you in your life, okay? Make great choices consistently over time, and you will get that magic penny effect. And when working towards your goals, make choices make repeated behaviors a habit. Do that over a long period of time and you will reach your goals. So I really hope this video was helpful for you, and please comment, like, subscribe, and let me know what you thought. And I'm looking forward to the next book review I do next month, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.